Greetings. Happy Thanksgiving to those of you who live in the US or celebrate US Thanksgiving. It's a little bit of an interesting day. We've got the first quarter moon, so later in the day, so potentially early Friday morning based on your time zone. But also the moon enters Pisces today, spiritual Pisces facing off with that first quarter moon, so squaring the sun in belief-oriented Sagittarius. So a face-off between spirituality and beliefs. In other words, your heart and dogma, right? Themes like that. It could be a turning point with the moon at that first quarter. And also, it's the first quarter moon is a waxing square between the moon and the sun. Additionally, today we have Saturn stationing to go direct at 25 degrees Pisces. So a lot of this Pisces energy in the air, and also that heavy Saturnian influence. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro vibe for Thursday, November 27th. So, first of all, moon shifts from Aquarius into Pisces, and that takes place at 11:24 a.m. Pacific time. So before the moon goes into Pisces, it's finishing up its time in Aquarius, where we feel free to be who we are, we can move outside the box, feel free of containment and constructs and be who we are. And then the moon shifts into Pisces, where there's that real uh, transition from the Aquarius energy of individuality and focus on hopes, dreams, and visions for the future into Pisces, where there is a feeling of surrender. So the need to not be overly attached to our own individuality and our own individual needs, and to think more about the bigger picture and what's best for the whole, and how we are all interconnected, and how there's really no difference between you and me, because we can feel that universal oneness, that interconnectedness, right? So all of these things are true at the same time, right? You are an individual, you have your own individuality, your own gifts, your own unique ideas and perspective, and all of that. You also are part of humanity and share the experiences of being human with other humans at the most basic level, right? You don't even have to like go into esoteric ideas about interconnectedness and vibration and things like that, that Pisces can also refer to. But so we really move into this bigger like vibe of being interconnected in this great soup together, and we can feel. So with Pisces, boundaries begin to dissolve. We can start to feel what other people feel, so we can have that opening of compassion, have an opening of the ability to empathize, but we can also have the ability to pick up on suffering, the ability to take on the suffering of others and be a little bit confused potentially about where that boundary is. Where do I need to take care of you? Where do I need to say no? Right? That can become confused with Pisces energy. Of course, in the highest vibration of possibility for Pisces, we have that clear container. So water needs a glass, right? Or else it goes everywhere. So think about your emotions the same way, maybe your personal energy the same way. Like, how do you contain it? Where are your boundaries when you are clear for yourself about what is healthy and helpful and supportive for you versus what is not, have a boundary, right? It doesn't mean don't help anyone. It just means be really clear about what you can and cannot give, right? Or how you can and cannot, help someone or focus on alleviating their suffering. And where you need to have a boundary to say either no or not today, or here's what I can do, where you need to do that, it is really in the best interests of the whole, right? So if you give too much of yourself to help someone else, and now to the point where it's depleting you, it's diminishing your capacity, it's making it so that you are able to help less in the big picture, that's right? That should be a boundary. It's not good for the whole. And it's also not probably not the best thing for the person or group or whatever, wherever you are offering that help, right? Because it takes away from their capacity to figure it out, to problem solve, to figure something out for themselves or whatever it is. So, coming back to your needs, your truth, and feeling where you are interconnected, being clear with yourself about what you can do and what you can't do, where you can help and where you can't help, where you might need help, and then receiving. So clear and porous boundaries, boundaries that are flexible, right? Because sometimes the situation changes. Sometimes you might say, okay, in this situation, I'm going to do this thing. Um, but then I'm going to have this clear boundary around other things. I don't know what that, you'll have to like negotiate that for yourself. But we have that Saturn station today. So, so that could bring a tone of heaviness, of weight, a feeling of responsibility. So again, really feeling into where those appropriate boundaries are and what you need to do to support yourself, but also to support the whole. And, one way this could show up is if you're celebrating Thanksgiving and spending time with family, perhaps, right? Which is not something everybody's doing, but maybe some of us are. And you can feel those family dynamics and where you need to have boundaries. And this could be, an opportunity to speak your truth, like I've been talking about with the Mercury and Scorpio, also the Venus and Scorpio energy and this grand trine, listening to your intuition, listening to your own inner wisdom. So this can feel like a lot, right? It can, this is the kind of energy that can really kind of take you out because you're feeling all the things and not really sure what to do about it all. So self-care means take that moment for yourself, whatever that may look like for you. Like take the 5 minutes or have the extra rest, or take, if you're like in a family dynamic situation, step out, go for a walk, whatever you need to do to get clear for yourself so that you can get quiet and listen to that intuition, listen to, right? We're working on self-trust. So if you can deepen into, what is it you need, what's supportive for yourself, what's supportive for the whole, and where is the truth that could be moving, right? It's probably not a black and white truth. So if that truth is moving, you have to feel into what is true in this situation on this day or whatever that may be. So listening to that deeper truth, being honest with yourself, about your needs, your capacity, where your boundaries need to be, and then being courageous to speak up and be clear about what you need, what takes care of you, because that helps you to be part of the whole the most effectively that you can, in the most effective way that you can. So later today is the first quarter moon, and that is exact at 10, just before 11 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're on the East Coast, that'll be 2 a.m. on Friday. So that's the first quarter moon energies kind of come to a head later in the day. And again, remembering this could be a turning point, but you also need to listen to and be in your own needs and your own truth to steer the wheel. Don't let yourself just be unconscious going through agreeing to things that are not healthy for you. So, those are my thoughts for today. Thanks for being here, and thank you for signing up at my member site, a transformationalastrology.com. And that is where I have 2 free introductory videos, classes on evolutionary astrology and the lunar nodes, why they are so powerful and so important, in my opinion, in terms of how we live our lives according to our soul's purpose and our truth and our potential. So those are available at transformationalastrology.com, along with lots of other content, member discounts, and so on and so forth. So go visit there and sign up for a free account. And if you are able, a paid account really helps and supports my work as well. And you get lots of great perks. So check that out. And thanks for being here. Thanks for hitting subscribe. And I will see you next time with more astrology for unshakable self care. Bye for now.